And hello again, and we're back almost live on Facebook. And welcome, James Exton, who is the founder of Access the Globe and Access Sri Lanka, and who is in confinement. Where are you, James?
Well, I should be in Sri Lanka. I was meant to go there a couple of weeks ago, but I'm in self-isolation in Barkston in Lincolnshire, in England. I'm getting very bored, but my house is very clean, so I suppose that's one good thing. Right, okay, well, Access the Globe. Originally, I started off concentrating on Sri Lanka, but I soon realised that there were so many countries in the world where accessibility needs to be improved. So I thought, okay, I'll move from Access Sri Lanka to Access the Globe.
Directly.
So encompass everyone. Now, I first went to Sri Lanka 21 years ago. I went for medical treatment. I have had an acupuncture, but very soon I fell in love with the country because it's got everything. It's got beaches, it's got mountains, the people loving, very caring. And one of the first things I realised, because I use a wheelchair, I realised that people in Sri Lanka, they see the person first and then the wheelchair, which, you know, was so enlightening for me because I up until that point, I've been used to people seeing the wheelchair
and
then seeing me or ignoring me.
depending on.
So anyway, I fell in love with the country. I've been going back every year for the past 21 years. And last year, I started working with the biggest tour operator in Sri Lanka. They're called Walker's Tours. And up until last year, there was no way you could land in the country in a wheelchair, well, in a plane, and travel from the airport to a hotel if you were a wheelchair user. Now,
so really the basics, really the basics.
Yeah.
Really from the basics. I mean,
yeah.
transport.
So I mean, if you wanted to go spend 2 weeks in Sri Lanka, you could only go to the airport, which isn't really ideal. It's
a nice airport, probably, but yeah.
No.
Not even.
Not 21 years ago.
Okay.
But anyway, last year, Walker's Tours, I helped them introduce a wheelchair accessible vehicle into the country. Okay. And they are the only tour operator in Sri Lanka with a vehicle that can take wheelchairs. And then also last year, I helped them devise accessible tours, you know, finding suitable hotels, you know, with shower seats and handrails and level access and that kind of thing.
And you found some, so the hotel part was maybe a bit easier?
Yeah, I found some. I mean, there is still a lot of work to do in Sri Lanka, and some big internationally famous hotels, 5-star hotels, American chain, so they should know better, but they have no rooms for people with disabilities. So I couldn't believe that. But now we've got, because I'm working with some hotels to give them advice on what they need to do to improve their service. And you know, the bigger brands are quite enthusiastic, and they can see there is a market for it. So hopefully in a couple of years' time, everything will be perfect. Now, I'm also working, well, I've had some meetings with the tourist board in Sri Lanka, because having an wheelchair accessible tour van in hotels is fine, but if a wheelchair user can't go around visiting the sites,
clearly,
you know, they're stuck. So anyway, we'll see what happens with the tourist board.
Okay, but then you got a lot of work to do. But in the meantime, you can show us something that you've already your favorite place. Are they your favorite places, or did you pick the most accessible ones? How did you pick your bucket list places?
Right, I mean, like I said, there are so many things in Sri Lanka that you can do, but I picked out Kandy, which is in the hill country. Kandy is very accessible, and that if you move to slide 3, I think.
Here we are, Kandy and the drive to Nuwara Eliya. So
Nuwara, yeah.
My Sri Lankan is very bad.
Oh, mine isn't great. Anyway,
wow.
Right. Kandy used to be the capital of the country until the British invaded and took control in 1815. And Sri Lanka has four big religions. They've got Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, and Christianity. But I think about 75% of the population are Buddhist.
Okay.
This came from nearby India. And when the Buddha died in the 4th century BC in India, someone smuggled a tooth from the funeral pyre out of India and brought it to Sri Lanka. And ever since then, it's always been in Kandy, in the Temple of the Tooth. Although I think there were a couple of years where Sri Lankans hid the tooth from the British because they were afraid it would go the same way as the Elgin marbles.
Also, the tooth is easier to smuggle than the Elgin marble.
yeah,
unless it's a molar, but it's small.
Not very hygienic though. But anyway, when I first went to the temple 21 years ago, and it wasn't accessible at all. There were entrance steps, and once you were inside the temple, there were steps up into other rooms in the temple area. But I went there last year, and there's now an elevator in the temple. So, and also ramps, certain staircases. Now the elevator only there were three levels in the temple, but the elevator only goes to two of the levels.
Okay.
But when I went, I also went 2 years ago, and I was lucky enough to have 2 guides who actually carried me in the wheelchair down steps, so I could see the whole precinct.
Cool.
Now I know a lot of people will be tut-tutting and saying, oh, that's not good practice. And I mean, it's not ideal. Can't be done. Everyone can't do that. But I'm the kind of person who, if I want to do something and see something amazing, I'll do whatever it takes to do it. So anyway, in the pictures you can see, you've got the entrance, the pathway up to the temple. Then you've got some decorative
It's a
wooden
ceiling.
ceilings in the temple. And the temple is actually next to a big lake, which you can see in the picture on the right.
Oh, it's lovely. It's really beautiful, and there's also some statues. This is the inside of the temple, I imagine, with the three Buddhas.
These Buddhas, they've been donated by the gold one is from Thailand, and the
Somebody's calling. Oh, it's fine.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Right, sorry about that.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, the gold Buddha is from Thailand, and the Buddhas either side of the gold one are natural Sri Lankan Buddhas, because Sri Lankan Buddhas tend to have a flat head surface.
Okay.
You see, whereas Thai Buddhas, they like to have them in gold.
Okay, yeah.
And
They're
also
very
with
beautiful.
a spiked top.
Okay.
So, but you got Buddhas having been donated from China, Burma, Myanmar, everywhere. It's an amazing room.
Do you have to dress in any particular way to go in? Any dress prescription, or can you just go in?
You've got to.
Sorry.
You've got to show respect, and you can't really go in wearing shorts or a t-shirt.
Long sleeves, maybe.
Yeah. So which is I think most people understand these kind of things. Experienced travelers know that you have to show respect to the norms of society.
James, we cannot hear you very, very well now. I think you must have moved something. Can you maybe move closer to the...
Right, is that better?
Yes, definitively. Shall we go on to the next slide then?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, where are you taking us now? Is this the inside of the temple? Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
So on the top right, you've got a picture of a very attractive man, but maybe not.
Well, he's going to hear this. He's going to hear this. So.
And then someone in the wheelchair, yeah. Right, and then the picture on the top left is where the tooth relic is actually kept. It's kept in a casket. You can't actually see the relic, but visiting the temple is like a pilgrimage for Sri Lankan Buddhists.
Okay, with all the flowers, it's lovely.
Yeah, every day, so many people come and lay flowers and pray. And I mean that I was fortunate when I went last year. I went about, I think it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there weren't many people there. So the busiest times, first thing in the morning,
okay,
noon, and early evening.
Okay, but then like 3 o'clock,
Yeah,
early
yeah, 3 o'clock is the best time.
or mid-morning. Okay,
Yeah,
great. Good tip. Thanks.
yeah. And also in Sri Lanka they have Poya days, which are full moon days.
Okay.
And full moon for Buddhists is very important. You can't eat meat or fish or drink. Um, so avoid going to the temple on Puya Day because it's crazy busy.
Okay.
So
Cool.
and the picture on the bottom left
Yeah.
is the room which is dedicated to all the Buddha statues that have been donated. Um, and you can't really see, but the pictures, there were pictures along the hallway.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can see so kind of behind the columns, you can
yeah,
see a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
of them. Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Now, those pictures depict the Buddha's life and his death, and also the British invading.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, the whole attitude to the British coming, um, Sri Lanka Buddhists say, "Oh, it happened in the past."
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't dwell on things in the past. It happened. It's over now. We just look forward to living today. And
Okay, well, that's a
well,
fairly positive approach.
yeah, so I mean the pictures of the British invading uh, quite respectful because they show the British, mixing with the local population and respecting the tooth relic.
Okay. Is this always from the same temple, or are we somewhere else now in the
No,
next?
no, it's Saint Temple.
Wow, but it's
Saint
it's really
Temple.
beautiful. It's really, really beautiful.
It
And
is.
all these areas are accessible by wheelchair.
Yep, yeah. This 21 years ago, um, the picture on the bottom right.
Yeah. Is it
Uh,
an underground part?
yeah, they have maybe 4 or 5 steps,
Mm-hmm.
but when I went last year, they had a ramp,
Great,
wheelchair
wonderful.
ramp in there. So
That's rather impressive. It's
it's
really beautiful.
very accessible.
Oh, we're going to another place.
Yes, right. This is also on the outskirts of Kandy.
Mhm.
It's the Paradinia Botanical Gardens.
Wonderful.
Now, these gardens used to be part of the king's um, private garden, but then when the British came, they turned the gardens into botanical gardens, um, and the whole area is 65 hectares of lawns, hundreds of trees from everywhere in the world. You got Brazilian trees, Indonesian trees, um, lots of British trees. It's so beautiful there.
It looks
And
rather stunning, and there's also an interactive multimedia something
yeah,
tour
yeah,
there.
this was at the entrance, which I think this was introduced. You're seeing this kind of multimedia
Hmm.
system appearing in more and more tourist sites in Sri Lanka.
Is it
So,
at the right height? If you're in a wheelchair,
yeah,
can you use them?
yeah, yeah. I could have put a picture of me using it, but I thought, no,
We'll trust you on that.
yeah, you don't really want to see me too much. Me. So,
We want to see you testing everything, but
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
it looks the right height. Yes.
right. And the
Oh,
bottom left. Oh, was
did I go too fast? Do you
yeah.
want?
If you can you
I
go
go back.
back?
Oops. Oh no, sorry. No, 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 no. Sorry. Let's go back.
Right, that's it. So the
Here we are.
yeah, the the bottom left picture.
Mm.
That's a group of people who are going to a traditional wedding
Mm.
in Kandy. So they were. I felt very guilty taking their picture, but I mean, as always, I always ask, if it's okay.
They look great, but are they the best men and the best women, or is
Yeah,
it traditional?
they were the best men.
Ah, okay.
Um,
3 of them.
yes,
5 actually. 2 are
yes.
little best men.
Well, Sri Lankan weddings go on for a long time.
So you need a lot of best men and best
Yeah,
women because you
they
change
need
them
to,
after
yeah, yeah. They when they get tired, they
you get
just
a new
put
one in
another
the
man
fresh
in. So, and the actual groom, uh, normally he would wear the same kind of outfit, but it would be more colourful.
one. Okay, not
Yeah,
white.
red and gold outfit. So,
Okay.
okay, click
Up,
next
click.
picture.
Up, here we are. And I'm very curious because there's many things here to see. Give us a tour.
Fine. Okay. Now, going back to that wedding picture, um, the if you can remember the hats that the men wore, they were very similar to the bottom right flower.
Uh-huh.
That flower is called I think it's called the king's hat flower. Um, it probably got some fancy Latin name, but but I don't know that. But and then the center picture, these trees. This is called um, Cuba Avenue
Okay.
because all those trees came from Cuba.
Oh, wow.
So, and then the picture at the top left is I just saw that monkey and I thought he's copied Donald Trump's hairstyle. So, so
Well, we don't know who copied who.
no, that's true. That's true. So, so anyway, I think that monkey is famous now in Sri Lanka. What's his name? TV program. Um, right, and I was lucky that it was fairly quiet in this park, but they have because it's so big, 65 hectares. They have a golf buggy that
Okay, so you can do the tour. So if you can
yeah.
transfer, you can.
So I went everywhere in the buggy.
Okay.
Um, there were 3 or 4 orchid houses
Mm-hmm.
which aren't wheelchair accessible.
Ah, okay.
But apart from that, you can have a great time
Okay. Oh, it's wonderful.
there. Okay, so next
Next.
picture.
Okay. So drive from Kandy to Nuwara Eliya.
Yeah, Noelia. Yeah.
Nuwara.
This is my favorite drive in the whole world. I just love it. I mean, Candy is in at the bottom of the hills, but Noelia is, I think it's 1,800 meters above sea level. So the change in altitude and weather is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
These photos were taken within 2.5, 3 hours. So you can see the top right picture, we got blue sky, very sunny, but the bottom left, bottom right, the sky is grey,
Oh,
It's
right.
rainy. It's incredible the change, and it's Sri Lanka is for such a small country. The changes in climate are immense because you can be out on the beach in the morning, sunbathing in trunks, um, but by the afternoon you can be stuck inside a hotel wearing a jumper, sitting next to a log fire.
Okay.
Uh, it's incredible.
So
But
pack accordingly. Pack for summer and
yes,
autumn.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, that drive, the views are amazing,
Mm.
beautiful, they really are. And you can see waterfalls, um, forests, lots of tea estates,
Mm,
um,
right.
and you can see Tamil women picking the tea. It's just beautiful,
Is
that
it
drive.
still done by hand, the tea picking?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
it's amazing to see it, and the amount of it must be so tiring, that kind of work.
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
was thinking. It's like,
yeah, yeah, and I mean the British. I think they brought tea to Sri Lanka. Oh, in the 1860s, I think they acquired it from China.
okay.
Um, and they started cultivating tea in Sri Lanka all around New Delhi because the climate is perfect for tea. Um, and if we move on to the
Yep.
next slide,
Here we are.
that's one, yeah. There are various tea estates that you can go to and visit. Um, and they'll take you on a guided tour, and they will show you the whole process of picking tea, drying it, rolling it, and then packing it for export.
Wow.
Um, it's incredible the amount of work involved, and you see in the top left, um,
It's a factory.
yeah,
Small factory.
these machines. Actually, they're the original machines from the late 1800s. So, it's amazing that they're still working
Yeah.
nowadays,
With good, this proves that with good maintenance, you can keep
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
machine going for
yeah, yeah.
quite a long
So
time.
it's, like a real step back in history when you go to Kandy in Noelia. Because whereas Colombo, the capital, um, it's modernizing a lot, and there's a lot of Chinese money being invested in the capital. Um, if you move out of Colombo, you
Hmm.
can see, how it used to be. Um, which I mean, I love history. So, for me to go to places like this, is beautiful. I love it.
Definitively. No, no, but this is super interesting. And
Mm. So if we go on to the last
oh,
there,
oh, oh, this is the tea always, the tea tasting. We did
yes.
wine tasting before with Stephanie from Tuscany. We had wine tasting.
Oh,
You,
oh my God.
yeah.
Right, I'll have a look at that video later. But here you can see, the tea leaf,
Hmm.
um, and the women who pick these tea leaves, tea buds, must be so tiring carrying a big sack full of tea leaves. And some of the, well, you can see how steep in the top right hand, the picture on the right.
Yeah.
See how steep
That's all
the
tea plantain.
yeah,
That's all tea.
yeah, yeah. So you know, these women must be super fit, and you
And it's
know,
only women who do the picking. This I'm curious about. Is it only women?
yes, yeah, it is, and the only Tamil, which when the British introduced tea, they found that Sri Lankan people didn't want to do the work because they found it too strenuous. So the British went over to India, brought a load of Tamil people over, and employed the Tamil women to pick the tea. And it's still like that now. So, no, it's incredible. When you think of technology now, you know, there must be
a better way to do it.
yeah.
Yes.
But on the other hand, you know, how many people would lose their job for that? So
Yeah, it's a bit
yeah,
controversial.
yeah. So
But I
but
see you doing the tea tasting in the photo below. There is so many to try. Are they
yeah,
all
yeah,
produced in that one
yes, yeah, yeah,
company? Wow.
yeah. So I mean, every Damro tea is one of the biggest tea estates in Sri Lanka. So they have, I think it was about 12 or 13 different blends, you know, varying in strength and colour and taste.
Looks great.
But you know, it's really good because at the end of the tour, you can sit down and they just bring you lots of tea. So
Yeah, but
and
it looks great. And
yeah,
then, yeah.
if you're lucky, they'll bring you some cake as well. So
I like that if you're lucky. If it's a good
well,
day, you get cake.
yes, yeah. If you smile sweetly.
Okay. So
So
the cake you have to earn. The tea you
yes,
get, but the
yeah,
cake you have to earn.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But
Cool.
anyway, that's my bucket list really. But Sri Lanka has got so much
All right.
for everyone, and like I say, I should have been in Sri Lanka now, um, helping walkers, you know, improve their itineraries, and we were planning on doing cricket tours, accessible cricket tours,
That's cool. Yeah.
because I mean, we thought Indians with disabilities, South Africans with disabilities, Australians, New
They
Zealanders,
love cricket.
yeah, yeah. So, but
Coming
hopefully,
soon. Coming soon,
hopefully we
James.
can, yeah,
Coming soon. Yeah. We
yeah,
take this time uh, to think up new ideas and then we can implement them.
yes, yes.
Great. But look, James, it was wonderful. Thank you. Super thank you for joining us and hope to see
Thank
you
you,
soon
Ellen.
live
Yes,
in
yes,
person.
yes. Yeah, that will be nice. So
Yeah.
you stay safe and
Yes, you too.
keep up the good work.
Thank you. You too. Big hug and see you soon. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.